There's a law of nature that we often ignore to our own detriment, and the law is this: what you don't maintain will deteriorate. This is true of our cars, our yards, our homes, and even our bodies. I mean, who smells better after 3 days if you haven't showered? No one. If you didn't take out your trash for a whole month, what would your house look like or smell like? One summer, I was so busy writing one of my books, I never weeded my garden out back. I was so busy, I never even stepped outside to see my backyard. 8 weeks later, to my absolute horror, the weeds were taller than me and covered most of my beautiful perennial garden. It was ugly, and it was a good lesson on the law of maintenance. If we don't do regular maintenance, things don't automatically or naturally get better. They always get worse. So why do we believe that our marriage or other important relationships should thrive when we put no effort into maintaining them? It's impossible. When my daughter was a college student, she was given a car to use. It was an older car that ran well and it served its purpose, but one day the check oil light came on. My daughter told herself that since the car seemed to be running fine and she didn't have any money and she didn't have to pay attention just yet. After all, she was busy. Maintenance could wait. She was wrong. When the car stalled, she had it towed to the mechanic. She told him it needed more oil. She was wrong again. The car had a much more serious problem now. It needed a new engine. Because she failed to do maintenance, it now needed major repairs, far more expensive than just maintaining it would have been to begin with. In the same way, when we fail to maintain our relationships regularly, they'll break down. And sometimes I receive a phone call from a desperate husband who wants to save his marriage, and he says, "I need to get in to see you right away. My wife has moved out, or she's filed for divorce," and he's desperate to fix this problem. And I always ask him, "Is this the first time you knew there were any marriage problems?" And I always hear a loud sigh at the other end. "Well, not exactly," he said. "I just never took her seriously until now." Now, don't get me wrong. Even with regular maintenance, sometimes things break down and need repairs. A car may need a new transmission, or a house may have a broken pipe. When you refuse to repair what's broken, it doesn't get fixed on its own. And a pattern of ignoring problems in relationships lead to more problems, less warmth, less fun, and less connection. So if you want better relationships, remember these crucial truths. 1, maintenance is necessary for all relationships to flourish. So invest your time and energy in getting to know your spouse and building that relationship. Take time to clear the air, resolve small hurts, miscommunications, and misunderstandings. Don't allow them to build and fester. Like my daughter's problem with her car, ignoring maintenance can lead to more costly and extensive problems. 2, sometimes even good cars or healthy bodies or new homes need repairs. And to ignore them only creates more problems. Even the most loving relationships need repair work at times. If you need a plumber or mechanic to fix what's broken, hire one. And you may need to hire a counselor or a coach, or at the very least, humble yourself and ask some wise, trusted friends for help so that you can make the necessary repairs. And 3, one person cannot be responsible for all the maintenance repairs of a relationship. Even when there's serious sin by one party and that party's been repentant, the betrayed must also work to forgive and be willing to rebuild if the relationship is going to heal. However, when a marriage has been fractured by a spouse's sinful behaviors over and over again, it may take a consistent effort on the part of the one who's broken trust to rebuild it. Remember, forgiveness is a gift. Trust needs to be earned. If you recognize that you've not been maintaining or repairing your relationship, start now. Start today, before there's further deterioration. God bless.